What's going on, guys? My name is Kyle for Techademics, and today I'm going to show you the best H1Z1 settings. So the first thing you want to do is go to your H1Z1 and you want to right click on properties, go to local files, and you want to click on browse local files. Now you want to scroll down, and where it says user options, you want to right click that, and you want to make sure read only is unticked, because if it is ticked you're not going to be able to change the settings in the file. So once you've done that, you want to double click that and open it in Notepad, or if you have Notepad++, you can always use that. I personally prefer this because the layout's a lot better and it's much more easier or clear to understand. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to use Notepad files, since that's what most of you are going to be using. So to get right into it, you can either go to the description and download my user options and replace it with yours, or you can follow along the video and I'll explain what everything does and how to set it. To start from the top where it says display, you don't really want to mess around with this too much, but what you do want to do is make sure that full screen width and height is set to your monitor's resolution, which is most likely 1080p, and your windowed width and height is set to 720p or whatever option you like, depending on your personal preference and how well your computer can run. And your mode is in full screen or windowed mode. Same with the full screen mode, you want it on full screen, simply because a lot of people, or most people, use full screen, so use that, or if you don't like it, just put windowed. Now HD Pixel Plus is the overall quality of the resolution or how the game is being displayed. So 1.0 is basically full resolution, so true 1080p, which is what you want. You can lower it slightly to 0.9 or 0.8, but highly recommend to keep it on 1.0 because it gets really ugly and really pixelated if you point below that. Now on to the rendering settings. Now this is the most important settings and what you're going to be changing. So the effects quality for starters, so the way these settings work is 1 is low, 0 is off, and 3 is high. So instead of actually setting the quality of the settings, you're going to be messing around with how far you can actually see these options. So for example, the effects quality is on 1, so it's going to be very close to me, but if I set it on 3, I'm going to see it a lot further away. And personally, most of these settings don't make much of a difference in terms of visually, so I just like to keep them all on low. And also you're going to gain a bit more FPS from that as well. So starting from the top, the effects quality is on 1, that's what I like to keep it on. Overall quality you want -1 because your settings are going to be customised, which is what we're doing now. Now the texture quality is true quality of the textures, so 1 will be low, which makes it ugly, and 3 is going to be high, and you want it on high simply because it's not going to take much FPS away from the game, probably like 5 to 10 max maybe, if that, and it's going to make the game look a lot better as well, so try and put it on 3. Shadow quality, put that on 1, that's low, and to be fair the shadows still look really nice on low, so try and keep them on low, but if you really are struggling for FPS, try and put that down to 0, which then turns the shadows completely off. Now floral quality, yeah, again it's not too important and you're not going to need to see it at a long distance because it looks quite blurry anyway in the distance, so I like to put that on 1. Render distance, that's all completely up to you on how your PC performs, so I like to keep mine on 1300 and just not change it at all. The lowest it goes is 500, but you can't really see anything at 500, so do not put it on 500 unless you really have to. Now the lowest I really recommend going is probably 700 to 800, but the max you really want to go to is 1500, so I sort of kept it sort of in between and put 1300, which is more than enough. Depth of field you want it on 0, gamma you want it on 0, and maximum FPS you want that on 999. If you try and put out your refresh rate, which is either 60 or 144, you notice that it doesn't actually play at that refresh rate and it plays a couple of FPS down, and you don't get as much performance. I don't know why, it's just the way the game runs, it's a bit weird. So try and put that on 999 because you want to get the max FPS you can as possible. Now use LOD OA, you want that on 0, smoothing 0, speed tree LOD 0, and model quality you want that on 3 for the same reason as the texture quality. It's what you're going to be looking at most in the game, so if you have texture quality on 3 it's going to look really nice and clear, and it doesn't take too much FPS away from the game as if you would have it on 1, which is the lowest. So put it on 3. Fog shadows enabled 0. Ambient occlusion, you want to put that on 1. Just gives that game a bit of a touch better when it comes to the interior. No, sorry, the lighting. And yet again, it doesn't take too much FPS away, probably like a couple FPS max. So try and put it on 1, but like I said, all these settings, if you need to lower them, please do. Interior lighting, you want that on 1. It's either off, which is 0, 1, which is on. If you put it on 0, it's going to look really dark indoors and it's just going to look really ugly. So yet again, just try and put that on 1. Doesn't take too much FPS away, probably like 5 to 10. But if you really do need to put it on 0 or turn it off, you can do that in game. I would suggest you do so. Vertical FOV, that can be changed in game. That's all personal preference. The max you can go to is 74, but some people do play on 70. Lighting quality, you want that on 0, which is off, or low, shall I say, sorry. If you put that on high, which is 1, and then your game's just going to look really ugly. I don't know why, but the developers of H1Z1 have not optimised this game very well. Like I say, you put it on 1, it's going to look really ugly, so I do recommend put that on 0. And if you do put it on 1, it's going to take a good chunk of your FPS away from you. Max local shadows, put that on 4. Particle odds, put that on 1. Object outline, 1, that's a must have. And motion blur, you want to put that on 0. Now that's pretty much all the settings that I recommend changing. Everything else can be changed in game. And then scroll all the way down, and you want to make sure you have reticle classic mode. You want that on 1. So when you're using the shotgun and you're in first person, you get a circle as a reticule, a big circle, so it makes it easier to aim for players. And yet again, it's all personal preference, but it's what I recommend doing anyway. So if you do want to download my user options and replace them with yours, you can do that. I'll put a link in the description where you can download it. If this tutorial has helped, please leave a like, and if you do have any questions or comments, just leave a comment below and I'll soon to reply to you as soon as possible. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.